Chasing after ping pong balls and walking back after your bowling turn are just some of the weirdest icks we've read that people have on the internet. Today, we are diving in and judging a few of the weirdest icks we've come across. So, here it is. It's the ick episode.
You're sitting outside a frame. Top of your head. Top of your head. It's kind of swole up from all the knowledge you've been gaining lately. I like how you started that as like an offended look, and then you were like, actually that's a good thing. It's like it's offensive, but it's also a compliment. It's big brain energy, baby. Big brain energy.
I'm gonna leave that in the podcast.
Let's do it. I'm really glad that this week we get to judge other people rather than people judging us. Because if you didn't check out last week's episode, we basically rattled on about our personal icks. And
not we. No. Not we. You.
Well, me mostly, but you too. Focus on the good ones, the weird ones, the quirky ones.
Just
right?
a refresher. Icks are like turn-offs that you have, like, especially when it's somebody that you like and they do it and it kind of puts you off from them. That's what an ick is. That's what a turn-off is. I don't like the word ick, is what I've come to know. It's a turn-off. But for the sake of this podcast and for the sake of culture, we're going to use the word ick.
Right. I'm not sure if there's a difference. I don't think there's a difference between ick and turn-off, but I think there is
culture.
one. I think a turnoff is a lot, maybe more intense or something. I don't know. It sounds like it would be more intense if you like catch my drift.
I mean, an ick turns you off of a person, so technically it's a turnoff.
Yeah,
but
we'll go with that.
I think ick is like something that makes you feel like, ugh.
Makes you feel icky. Steff,
icky.
If you're ready to get started, I actually have one right here that's pretty weird.
Okay.
Okay, this one has a little bit of description with it too. Actually, all of these that I've found here have descriptions with it. All right, so number one is people who make weird sandwiches. Ed is super grossed out by this. So
why?
We stopped by her house to grab some food afterwards. She told me she wanted to make a sandwich, which obviously I had no problem with. I mean, who would? I watched on in absolute horror as she took 2 slices of white bread, some squirty mayonnaise, and a half block of cheese. She put the cheese in between the slices and just sat there chomping on it.
Oh, that's gross. I would be turned off by that. That's... Oh, ugh. Oh my gosh. Just thinking about it wanted me to throw up. First of all, just squirted mayo on a piece of white bread. What's wrong with you people?
Steff, why is eating cheese a huge female personality trait? Like,
it's not. I don't like cheese.
But
I never did. Even before I found I was lactose intolerant, I didn't.
But it's like
not just like chomping down on cheese.
It's like I see this all the time online of like women talking about how much they love cheese. Like even like lactose intolerant women, they're just like, "Oh, I want cheese so bad. I love cheese. Cover everything in cheese." Like I don't get it. Like yeah, cheese is pretty good sometimes, but it's not my personality. Maybe some people just lack personality. So
no, maybe is it that whole like, at least like our generation, like when we grew up, we saw like, oh, fancy people eat cheese and drink wine. Do you think it's because of that? Because this is the thing, okay? In my house, everybody loves like cheese, and they would like eat like slice of cheese, like those cheese cubes, including my dad, my mom, my sister. And like if it's like, oh, let's have a snack, they'll just go and get a cheese slice out and just eat it bare without nothing on it. And I just never found, I don't know. I don't particularly like just chomping down on cheese.
Well, at least this
it's good
girl
in
has
stuff,
some taste.
but not by itself.
At least this girl has some
Why
taste.
she put
And
mayo?
just squirted some
She
mayo.
put
all over
mayo.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's a
you know
cheese mayo
what I saw
sandwich.
the other day? You know what I saw the other day? There's these reels, you know how they go like, if you're not doing this, you're not living, blah, 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 blah. You know those reels, those TikTok and those
Nope.
reels?
I think we have different algorithms.
So it's like basically. So basically this girl goes like, if you don't put ranch on your gooey chocolate brownies, what are you doing? And she proceeds, like the most beautiful brownies I've seen, and she squirts like, the word squirt. Puts like ranch all over it. And I was like, oh, it's so repulsive. It's more repulsive than the word squirt. But anyways.
Sometimes Steff says
think?
things in the podcast that like catch me off guard, and so I just make that reaction. So if you're not watching the video, you miss out on some of those reactions. So I recommend, if you can, check out the YouTube video of our podcast, because sometimes
Or Spotify video.
Right?
Yeah.
Here's another one that I found.
Oh, okay.
So all of mine are focused on guys and girls. Steff has more the girls side of it. So we'll kind of bounce back and forth. But here's another one, and it's this: being completely obsessed with astrology.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't. But it's not like a turn off. You do you, girl or guy, whoever you want. But I don't. Oh my gosh, in school, you know, they had those people who'd be like, I can't date him. Like, why? He's a good guy, but he's an Aquarius. I'm like, who cares? It's not his fault. His parents did the deed and he was born in a month for Aquarius.
It's like, besides being just a little bit of trivia to know about a person, like knowing what sign they're born under or whatever, it's like useless information, and people make way bigger deal out of it than probably should.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you know,
I don't need to know. Like, I don't need to know. Listen, I don't need to know about a girl's like sign. I need to know whether she's going to like physically beat me or something. Like, I want to know that. I want to know if she's a jerk. You know, I want to know these. I don't want to know if she's a Gemini.
No. But babe,
and then everyone right now
this,
listening,
you know?
everyone listening right now is like, oh, that's such a Scorpio thing to say. It's like, oh, he would.
Are you a Scorpio?
He would say that. Yeah, I'm Scorpio. Wait, what are you?
I didn't know that. Scorpio. What's the fish thing?
Pisces? Oh
Pisces.
God, we can't. No,
Yeah.
this can't gonna work. We gotta stop this podcast. We gotta end this.
You know what I've heard people say? Like, they'd be like, oh, when were you born? Blah, blah. Because I don't really follow it, and I knew, like, I would have girls walk in our classroom being like the newspaper and read everyone's daily horoscope.
Oh God.
And I was like, okay. And
I
then,
too like reading
like in
fiction.
college, I had a friend or a classmate who was like, something happened, and she goes, oh, you would say it, you're such a Pisces. And I'm like, is it? Is it that I'm a Pisces because I'm born in a month, or is it because that's just who I am? Like,
That's who you are because you're a Pisces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so weird. You know who says it best? And I cannot quote him, but whatever. It's Sheldon Cooper says it in the first season, first episode of The Big Bang Theory, when Penny says like, oh, and I'm an Aquarius, that's all you need to know about me. And he goes, yeah, that you believe in fictional things, that it makes your personality or something in that format. I was like,
Hey, true.
well, I have one. Okay? And you tell me what you think about this. So she says,
Steff, that's what we're here to do. That's what we're doing on this podcast. We're talking about it.
I was not talking to you. I was talking to all our lovely listeners and watchers. So tell me.
No, they're
in the
here to
comments
listen. They're
what
not
they
here
think
to.
about
They're not here to contribute. They're here to listen.
Okay. Watching this guy eat McDonald's burger as the pickles slide out of the bottom. I literally got up and left.
What?
She left because while he was eating his McDonald's burger, the pickle was sliding out of the bottom. Oh, gosh.
I don't have anything on that. I have nothing. I don't understand.
We talked about in the last episode about like people who chomp loudly, like eat loudly, like
People who let their pickles slide out. It's an ick.
It's not a big deal. I mean, burgers are messy, you know?
What else you got?
This is funny because she says him walking angrily in flip-flops.
That's an ick.
But I thought it was so funny because I was just thinking like this grown like muscly man in like his cycling like tight short like booty shorts, like shirtless, just going like I don't want to talk to you no more.
I don't know if it's possible to walk angrily in flip-flops.
Exactly.
You have the boom and then you have the clap. Clap, boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap. I don't know if it's possible.
Oh, I just thought that was funny. I thought that was so funny though. I'm guessing she just like it must have been like a very attractive man and she's like this I don't get, okay? When he's shopping with his mom for new shoes and she makes him walk down the aisle to see if they fit.
Why is that an ick? That's like, I feel like everyone's mom does
I'm guessing
that.
like maybe it's like a full grown 30-year-old man, like. But I thought that was fine.
I thought that's what moms are supposed to do. I thought that was part of like the contract.
The mom contract that she has to make them like, yeah.
All right, go try these on. Come out here, let me see how they fit. Oh, those look nice. I like those on you.
Okay, here's anytime a man mentions cuddling in early messages on or his profile, that's an instant and irreversible ick from me. It offends me significantly more than if someone gets explicitly sexual too soon. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe because it's presumptuous about sex by implication without bothering to be remotely sexy. I hate it so much. Many men seem to think of women as... Well, basically she says she doesn't like it if a guy suggests cuddling. I'm not going to read the whole rant she went on because it's stupid.
I don't understand this. And then girls will be like complaining that guys are only interested in one thing. It's cuddling.
Hey, it's 2022. Girls can be interested in one thing only too.
Guys are only interested in one thing.
I don't know. This is my thing. This is my thing. I think if a guy suggests cuddling like pretty early on in like while you're talking and stuff, it kind of shows that they're being vulnerable because you're saying like, hey, I would really like to cuddle. Like, when would you hear a man like be that like, what's it called, soft?
I mean, it wouldn't be for long though. Cuddling. We'll let you finish. Oh wait, dang. We're just going in. Oh god.
That's what she said. No, but I think it's fine. I think your ick is stupid.
Yeah. Shout out to the
British
bros
would
out
say
there.
It's stupid.
Keep cuddling, boys.
It's
Keep
stupid.
cuddling. How about this? Here's one for you. Actually, there's two back to back for you. All right, number one. Mm-hmm. Not here for the Ed Sheeran fangirls.
Dare you? Why? What did Ed Sheeran ever do to you?
I mean, I kind of get it, but I don't think it's an ick. Like, I'm not a big Ed Sheeran fan, but I wouldn't say it's an ick. People can like their own thing. People can like their own music. It doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna take Adrian to an Ed Sheeran concert whenever we get the chance. And
as long as Steff doesn't listen to butt rock, I'm okay. If you need to know what butt rock is, just listen to our last episode. Here's another one for you. This is targeting you, I think. When someone's idea of a perfect weekend is staying inside doing nothing. This is an extrovert person for sure.
No, but still. Well, yeah, but why wouldn't you like staying indoor on a weekend? Like, say it's a rainy weekend, you stay inside, you cuddle up with a nice hot cup of like tea or coffee or hot chocolate or something, put on TV or like listen to me. That sounds so perfect. What's wrong with you? You need to go. You know what I think? They're the kind of people like every Friday night they go out, they get wasted and come back, and that's the only way they'll stay in on a Saturday is if they're like completely utterly wasted.
Yeah, I could see that. Probably. They like to be out partying and stuff, and the other person likes to just stay at home. Listen to this one, though. I have one more that targets you, I think, because of something you mentioned earlier in this podcast. When they love How I Met Your Mother. This and The Big Bang Theory. Tell me you hate comedy without telling me you hate comedy.
Wait, that they don't like it or that they do like it?
That they do like it. It's an ick if you like Big Bang Theory and How I Met Your Mother.
I don't know. I know a lot of people are like, but The Office is better, but Parks and Rec is better.
It is.
And I'm like, it could be better, but it's not everyone's preference. Like, how can you just, I don't know.
Yeah, and this person has a preference for people who don't like those things.
But that can't be an ick. Like, you're never going to date anybody who says they like How I Met Your Mother or The Big Bang Theory. Do you know how many people there are that actually like it?
Yeah, but I don't like people who listen to Nickelback.
Yeah, but if I was a hardcore Nickelback fan, you wouldn't be like, I'm not going to date you because you like Nickelback.
That's an ick that I have.
Yeah, but if you
were like wanting to drag me to like Nickelback shows and stuff, yeah, we probably wouldn't date.
Do Nickelback still play shows?
Yeah, they're literally going to play shows forever.
Oh. I wouldn't take you to a Nickelback concert because I know you don't like them, but you wouldn't like break up with me once you found out I was a big Nickelback fan.
Try me.
We've said Nickelback so many times.
Yes.
If nobody like sends this podcast to them of us just ripping them apart.
Oh, they're used to it by now. But they're okay.
Yeah,
they make lots of money. And also, as long as there are soccer moms in minivans taking their kids off to practice, trying to be edgy, cool, and relatable, Nickelback will still sell albums.
You know, I remember a time where Nickelback's Rockstar was like ringtones.
Because we all just want to be big rock stars.
Oh, they're like
15 cars. We all just won't eat them.
And now we're demonetized.
I thought you were going to pick it up.
No, I'm not gonna be demonetized. And I would like it to be all of your fault that we're demonetized.
Okay.
Here, okay, listen to this. Imagine him waiting for his phone to charge after it dies, and he's just sitting there with nothing to do.
Shout out Gen Z.
People are weird. People are weird. Here's another one. When the roller coaster worker tightens his seatbelt thing.
Like, oh, you couldn't do that yourself? You're such a beta. You couldn't tighten your own seatbelt? No, I don't think.
Like, why he touching you that close? Why he close to your belt and your waist?
No, I think it's
no square.
That someone else has to do something for him. Like that.
No, it's not that someone's close to his no-no square.
I mean, it could be a combination of both. I have one.
Oh my. Okay.
Here's a nick. breaking his mechanical pencil and having to pick up all the lead.
What? Like the pencil, like you just do and you like that,
Yeah,
or like
and
you
you have to pick
break
up-
the pencil.
I don't know, but having to pick up all the lead everywhere. Probably like whenever you like, you know how you hold it down and it like falls out. Probably just like doing stuff like that.
Oh,
and then having
you
to pick up the
know,
lead.
my friends and I in school, we used to play a game of like who could like get it till like the last bit without it falling out.
So you and your friends were the target of this ick. Congratulations.
We were just nerds. I can't call myself a. Would you call me a nerd? If you knew
No.
me in high school, would you have called me a nerd?
Nah.
Really? I think I'm a nerd.
I think you were kind of stuck in the middle of a bunch of things trying to fit in.
I was a floater.
You're a floater, which is better than being a sinker. So, float on, baby.
Listen to this one. When his laces are done up really tight and the bow is massive. It's not his fault that there's so much lace on his shoe.
He probably just has small ankles, so give him a break. Cut him some slack. Tie those shoes, brother. You're not gonna be tripping today. You're not tripping over any laces. Don't worry about these ladies.
Yeah, don't worry about these. Listen to this one. Playing crack the egg on the trampoline, but they're the egg. You know what crack the egg is, right?
Yeah, that's where you have to like ball up in the middle and hold.
Yeah, like you
your
hold,
legs,
like you get
hold your
into
knees,
like,
and they have to jump and like make you let go, basically.
yeah. But
You know why this is?
I don't get it.
This sounds like a
No.
personal. It sounds like a personal issue of where anytime someone does that, she can't break them, and she's gotten like angry and fed up with it because she's terrible at this game, and she needs to get good. That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't. Oh, it's just so weird. Here's another weird one. Thinking about him saying "woo" on a roller coaster makes me sick.
What? Why? They don't want us to have fun. They don't want us to have fun out here. You're enjoying life? Get back to work, you peasant.
You can't go "woo."
No excitement allowed.
No.
Oh no. How about when he asks
my
his mom
Gosh.
when he asks his mom to sunscreen his back?
He could. You want him to burn? What's wrong with you?
He's trying to avoid that skin cancer, you
Yeah.
know? You do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Jeez.
However, I will say, I will give this.
Jeez.
Bro, if you're at the beach and your mom and your girl's there at the same time, ask your girl to do it.
Ask your girl.
Ask her to do it. Don't ask mom to do it. Mom's like a last resort,
Yeah.
okay?
No, it's. You know what I think? It's like, Mommy, could you please put some sunscreen on my back?
Yeah. That's what it is.
Instead of going, hey, woman.
This has like first date material written all over it, right? Or like first time meeting the family kind of vibes. Like you're just kind of early on dating. You
That's
don't really feel comfortable asking them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is true. Here, listen to this. A few guys have given me the ick. Once, a guy cleared his throat, literally went, but I heard something more gargling, so I dipped out.
That was me literally before we started this podcast. I was over here gargling
Why would
and
you,
coughing
if he has
and
a
clearing
frog
my
in
throat.
his throat, why not?
Yeah.
I don't get these people. These people are weird.
It's like the guys who are weirded out when a girl like farts or something. Or talks about farting. Like, girls don't fart. It's that same kind of vibe.
There was this guy who used to call down for his mom, but instead of shouting "mom" or "mom," he would say "moo," in sing-song way. I don't know why, but he would make it 2 syllables, and 2 different sounds creeped me out. So he'd go "moo."
That's pretty funny though. That'd be pretty hilarious.
It is. I would make fun of that dude, like Kingdom
Yeah.
Come. I
You
mean,
just
yeah,
shame-
I
you
get
just
it. I
shame
get
him.
it. Yeah, I get it why it's like a little off-putting, but I'd make fun of him.
Yeah, you just
I'd make
shame him
fun of
until he
So
stops.
Kingdom Come.
All right, another
Okay.
ick.
Yeah.
When it's windy and he's trying to navigate napkins.
Some of these are just very cartoony cute. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like I don't get it.
It's like when a man shows
Oh,
any
gosh.
signs of weakness or struggle. And they wonder.
It's
And they wonder
so-
why men are the way they are.
Well, we asked some of our like Instagram. If you aren't following us on Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Everything's in the description or on your screen, and we're Adrian and Steff everywhere. But we asked, like, what's like your ick? And one of that was when they fart in front of me.
No,
If
that
wa-
was
if
a
that was
guy,
the
huh?
case,
That was a
Adrian.
guy who said that.
I
right?
don't know, but if that was the case, you would not survive. Adrian's so gassy all the time.
Oh yeah, yo, I got like some digestive issues too and stuff.
my
Like
gosh.
it's real.
The ick is holding an umbrella is enough to give me the ick. But if that umbrella turns inside out, they are never seeing me again.
I've never even seen an umbrella turned inside out of anywhere other than the movies.
It happened to me. It's
We gotta
happened
break
to
up.
me.
We gotta break up now.
You know what happened? I like opened it and it was so windy. As I opened it, it pushed it out and it just went upside down and it wouldn't come back in. So my mom and I just went under that still and let the water collect on top.
Oh no, I'm glad I
Because we
wasn't
like,
there.
we need to get to the car.
I'm glad I wasn't there. I'd have had to taken a cab and call the Uber. I mean, like, y'all can go on without me. I'm done. It's over. This is where we end. This is where our story ends.
When he says the joke just a little bit louder because no one laughed and he thought they just didn't hear him, but everyone definitely heard.
No, that happens to me all the time. No. It's a okay. Let me lay this out. Let me lay this out. I don't. Maybe that actually applies to me. Maybe no one actually thinks it's funny. But in my mind, let me lay this out. So I say it quietly, kind of to myself, and like if someone's really close to me, they can hear it. And it's like the trial run. Okay, so you can say it. Make sure the delivery is right, and the person next to you, if they laugh or something, then you're like, okay, it's good, and then you'll be ready for the next time when it, you can just let it out for everyone to hear. It's the trial run.
You know what the worst part about that is?
What?
Is that you say it quietly and the people next to you like listen to it and then they use it as if it's their joke to give the punchline.
Oh,
You're like,
that is
dude.
no, that is dishonest. That is academic theft.
That's dishonorable.
It is.
Off with their heads.
Yes. they
Okay,
deserve
here's
it.
another one. When he gets a haircut and they're wearing that little cape.
How dare you?
How dare you wear that little cape?
A little cape. He's a superhero.
Oh my god. But yeah, it's just I think this is my thing. I think people nowadays just go like really into these things. Like we were talking about like horoscopes and stuff like that. They take it so seriously that nobody is allowed to be quirky and have their own like traits or character. Like, you know, everyone needs to be the same kind of person. Like if you don't like that person, don't go out. Like if you really like the person, all their icks and quirks, you would like them too. You can't be like, I don't blah 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 blah. Like for me, if somebody picks their nose in public, it's a big deal. But it doesn't mean I'll break up with them. I'll be like, hey, could you not do that? It kind of makes me feel uncomfortable if I really like the guy. But if I don't like the guy, I'll be like, you pick your nose in public, so I'm breaking up with you.
Well, thanks. I'm glad I can stick around.
Yeah. But you don't pick your nose in public. Babe, I'm telling you, I have seen people dig for that treasure and then like
Oh, I
see it.
know.
Have you ever seen those people like who dig their nose and then they look at it like they admire the booger that
Like,
came out of their
wow,
nose?
that's a nice one.
Like,
Well,
wow, my body produced that.
well, there's another level to this. So the
Okay.
one level is, picking your nose in public. The second level is looking at it, admiring it, right? The third level is tasting it.
Oh,
So
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew you were gonna say it.
level 1 is it's kind of gross. Level 2 is gross and a little bit weird. But level 3 is the cutoff point where I think universally this is the end. This is the end point. Last stop. We get off the train here. We're done.
That's it.
Not doing that. I'm not kissing booger mouth.
Not happening, bro. Not happening. You out the door.
So
You're
speaking
out the door.
of this sort of like back and forth, I've sort of curated our joint at TikTok to really focus on a lot of like relationship stuff. And on TikTok right now, there's these like big debates, Steff. There's like people going back and forth on like guys and girls. So like there's this whole sect of like guys who are like getting borderline like incel territory where they're like, women have made us do this and women only want us to be like this and to be boring and be that because women have no like personality. They're kind of boring and such. What's up?
What does the word incel mean?
Incel is someone who can't get a girl. Like they've had trouble getting a girl or like a date or something. And so because of that, they become like really bitter and like angry and like isolated. And so they just kind of
like
become
basement boys.
Yeah, they become like kind of misogynistic and stuff.
So basement boys.
Yeah, basement boys. But then there's also all these videos of like women on like a podcast talking, and they're like talking about all these things that they dislike about guys, or all these like guys only want one thing, or they're angry at like how like childish men can be about some things, and there's just this whole like back and forth, and it's glorious. And I'm gonna have to share this with you at some point, and maybe we should even make a video about it. We can get your reactions to some of these takes. I think it'll be fun.
Okay. To this, I'm gonna say this. I think there's a healthy give and take. Like, this is the serious. All our podcasts have this little serious section of it, and I guess this is the serious section of the podcast. But I think everything is a give and take. Like, you don't want somebody who is serious at all times if they always take themselves seriously, and you'd be like, oh, that person can't even take a joke. But then you go like, oh, that guy's such a goofball. He takes nothing seriously. So there has to be a give and take, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be like, oh, you can't just be someone who's a goofball at all times, but you also can't be somebody who's always serious. And there are people who are like stoic, like they like having in-depth conversations and stuff like that. But they're the same people who could take a joke, who could be like sarcastic and stuff. I hate it. Okay, this is something that I hate. I don't know if you've heard, it's been a while. It's when Jaden Smith on a podcast or something went and said like, I can't hang with people my age because they talk about, they gossip, they talk about this and that. Like, let's talk about the economy, let's talk about politics. And I remember just thinking about like, yeah, I'm like, what a sad life if that's all that you're talking about. I mean, there's a time and place to talk about it. It's not a waking moment thing. Like, you don't go like to someone's birthday and just talk about politics.
You gotta dismantle the patriarchy at your cousin's two-year birthday.
And for the men's side, I'm gonna say this: women want what they want. It's been so long we've been mistreated, and people expect us to just be okay with all the crap that you put us through. And women now are like no, I want what I want and I know what I want it. And I think as men, you should be okay with independent women and not be such a basement boy and get out of your own butt and, be the kind of person that somebody would want to be around. Maybe your personality stinks. Maybe you as a person are just a stinker. Okay? So put some room freshener on and go out and be a gentleman. Don't be misogynistic. Just because two girls said no to you doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Doesn't mean that, all women hate me. That you're not their type. You're too short. You're too tall. You're too fat. You're too stupid. Or you live too far away. There could be any number of reasons. So just calm down.
I'm going to clip this, turn it into a TikTok, and it's going to attract the wrong kind of attention. But yeah, we've definitely got to make this. We've got to make this video now. As you can see, there's a little teaser there because she has opinions. I'm not going to reply to those opinions right now. I'm going to save
Why?
it.
Adrian, no, Adrian.
I'm going to save it. No, I'm going to save it for the future.
At least for the sake of everybody, agree to me.
There's nuance. There's nuance in everything, right? There's nuance in everything.
That is true. But you have to agree to the fact that when these men or boys, I'm not even calling men, when these boys get rejected by like one person that they pursued or two people that they pursued, it's like, oh, womankind, burn. Even women do that. Like if two people said no to them, they're like, men, off with their heads. All of them like to play with our hearts and blah, 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 blah.
I mean, it's like generalizations though, right? It's just generalizations. You take
that's
your isolated experience and then you apply it to everyone. And it's bad for almost any situation, right? So maybe don't do that. But there's some room for nuance in these discussions. And I think we're going to get into them in the future. Maybe this becomes the podcast. We just discuss misogyny and relationship issues and guys and girls issues.
We can't have Andrew Tate on our podcast.
Well, no, I think Andrew Tate would be good for our for the algorithm. Honestly.
Oh, I won't be able to be on that if he's on it.
We're not going to have him on there. We're just going to react to some of his stuff. Because he actually has some things that I want to get your take on because I know you haven't seen a lot of his stuff. Before we drive any more traffic for the 300 people who listen to us, we are very grateful.
Listen.
Don't investigate. It's good. Yeah. Don't give him any more traffic.
Don't do it.
Or you know what? Yeah. Do it. Become a misogynist. I don't care. Do your thing.
No.
All right.
No, we need more gentlemen and more ladies in this world. We need polite people. We need people who respect one another.
Right?
We need people who are kind and compassionate. And I think we are missing that out. Listen, people. If you have the opportunity to be nice and kind and compassionate towards somebody, do it. Not just for the views, not just for your TikTok or your Instagram, but do it because you genuinely mean it. If somebody is walking behind you, keep the door open. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. You can open the door for somebody else. If you see somebody needs some help picking up stuff, doesn't matter who you are or who they are, just help them out. If their umbrella turns inside out, help them put their umbrella back in.
Offer a little grace and compassion. That's well said,
yeah.
Steff. That's well said. For 2022, that's probably all a hot take, but it's well said. As always, you can find us here on YouTube, on your podcast platform of choice. We're Adrian and Steff. We're also on all of our social media platforms, and we stream every Sunday night, Monday morning on twitch.com, twitch.tv/AdrianAndSteff. It's not twitch.com, it's twitch.tv, which is weird. But feel free to come and hang out with us. Check it out, and be on the lookout for our weird TikTok reactions because there's some interesting stuff that we got to share with Stephanie because she doesn't get TikTok very much in India. So we're going to be working with some banned platforms for her. So anyway.
Also, our goal for our YouTube is 100 subscribers. So make sure that you go subscribe if you've not. Tell your friends, family. That's our first goal for YouTube is 100 subscribers. And if we hit 100 subscribers, Adrian's gonna color his hair pink.
That's not true, but I will do something. Maybe pink.
He'll do a dance. Oh, he'll sing in Hindi. If we hit 100 subscribers, he will sing a song in Hindi.
She hasn't talked to me about this prior. We'll come up with something later. I'm not agreeing to anything on this podcast regarding this.
Say yes.
No, I will say, see us next week, same time, same place, right here. Talks with Adrian and Steff. Thank you so much for listening. We love you. We thank you for hanging out with us. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Goodbye.